Welcome. This is the Midnight Marshmallow Society. Thank you for joining us. Tonight's tale takes us to a place that never quite felt right. A childhood home where mirrors never stayed clean, where reflections were always a second too late. Some houses creak from age, others breathe.
It was my father's house. I hadn't been back in years, not since he died. But after the lawyers called, I had to return, to clean it out, to sell it. I thought it would take a weekend, maybe 2. I was wrong. The house was old, Victorian, 3 stories, one of those brooding gray things that seem to lean over you even when you're outside. Every room had this heavy, silent weight, like the walls remembered things they wished they didn't. I started in the attic, worked my way down, but there was one room, one I avoided. We called it the reflection room when I was a kid. It wasn't its real name, just a sitting room at the back of the house, near the old conservatory. But it had mirrors, floor to ceiling, wall to wall, antique glass, wavy, silvering at the edges. And when you stood in the center, it felt like you weren't alone. I remember, even as a kid, I hated it because the reflections didn't always match. Not right away. Sometimes they moved just a bit slower than me, sometimes faster, and sometimes they didn't move at all. I stayed out of that room for 2 whole days. Then, on the 3rd morning, I found the door open. I know I closed it, locked it even, but there it was, just slightly ajar. The light inside wasn't right, dull and warm, like candlelight, even though no bulbs were on. It pulled at me, so I stepped in, and every mirror lit up, like they'd been waiting. I stood in the center of the room and watched myself. There I was, facing 12 versions of me, but one wasn't looking back. The one in the corner had its eyes closed. I blinked, rubbed my face, told myself I was tired, but when I opened my eyes, that reflection still wasn't right. Now its head was tilted, just slightly. Its mouth was open, as if whispering, and my mouth wasn't. I took a step back. All the mirrors followed, except the one in the corner. That one stayed still, and then it smiled. I ran, shut the door, nailed it shut with whatever I had. But that night I heard something moving down the hall. Soft feet, bare feet, stopping outside my bedroom door. And then a whisper. It said my name, exactly the way my father used to say it when he was angry. But my father's been dead for 7 years. I left the next morning, didn't even pack, drove to the next town over and booked a motel. That night I woke up to a noise. Not a creak, not a bang, a whisper. I turned toward the motel bathroom mirror, and I saw him, that reflection, the not me one. He raised a hand and waved, but I hadn't moved. And carved into the fogged glass were 5 words I'll never forget. Only one of us leaves.
They say Liam vanished 2 weeks later. Motel staff said he left the TV on, lights off, mirror shattered from the inside. Some say mirrors are just glass. Some say they are a nexus to the place between. So if you feel watched while brushing your teeth, if your reflection lingers just a little too long, And if one day it smiles before you do, don't blink, don't speak. And whatever you do, don't look away. The fire's fading now, but the story, it stays with you. If what you heard tonight kept you looking over your shoulder, you're one of us now. Follow the flicker at Midnight Marshmallow Society on Instagram. There you'll find more than stories. You'll find signs, threads, marks of the society, t-shirts for the chosen, clues for the curious, and a fire waiting to be rekindled. Until next time, keep your matches dry and your back to the woods, because the next story might already be watching.